in the ancient history of India, the land that gave birth to uncountable enlightened beings, beings of awareness, who knew how to walk, who knew how to sit, who knew how to talk, who knew how to listen to the beat of the heart, and who knew how to listen to the voice of the breath. In these many beautiful stories, there's a beautiful story of the awakened one. His name was Gautam Buddha. There was a man by the name of Ungli Mal, and he took a vow to kill 100 people. He have killed 99 people. He have murdered 99 people, and he was waiting for his 100th one. And on this specific day, the compassionate one, the awakened one, the Buddha, walked towards Ungli Mal in the thick forest. Ungli Mal was waiting for someone to come so that he can complete his vow, and the blessed one started walking towards Ungli Mal. Each step that he took, the ancient scriptures mention a lotus will bloom, because each step was a step of awareness. It is known as dhyana, where he is completely available. When he is walking, he is walking. When he is talking, he is talking. And when he is sitting, he is sitting. That sage who sat under the Bodhi tree for 6 months and attained the ultimate reality, today out of compassion walked towards Ungli Mal. Out of compassion. Out of compassion, he walked, walked and walked. And Ungli Mal saw this man in beautiful robe, in the color of the sun. He saw the radiance coming out of this man, and Ungli Mal shouted at Buddha. Ungli Mal said, "Stop! Stop!" And Buddha kept walking. Ungli Mal again shouted at the Buddha, said, "Stop!" And Buddha kept walking. And finally, Ungli Mal ran faster, and he ran and he stood right in front of the Buddha, and he said, "I have been shouting at you to stop. Why did you not stop?" And Buddha, with his compassionate eyes, from his lotus mouth, he said, "I have stopped. I have stopped a long time ago when I sat under the Bodhi tree. Since then, I have been sitting. I have never walked. Since that very day, I have been sitting. I have been abiding in myself. I have not walked. I have been sitting. I have stopped." And when Buddha said this, there were tears in the eye of Ungli Mal. And Buddha looked into that eye and he said, "Have you stopped?" And when Ungli Mal looked within, there were thousands of thoughts coming and clashing and fighting inside him. And he said, "No, I have not yet stopped." And Buddha said, "Do you want to stop?" And Ungli Mal said, "Yes, I want to stop too. I want to stop this chattering. There's this voice in my head which is constantly bothering me. I want to stop." And Buddha said, "There is a way. There is a way to stop. And that is the way of the Dharma. That is the way of the Dharma. And if you want to stop, you have to walk the path of Dharma." Dhar means to put, and Ma means ego. When you put your ego off, that is Dharma. When you place your ego down, that is Dharma. When you put your feet on the floor and be with your feet, that is Dharma. When you breathe and you are with your breath, that is Dharma. And when you are sitting and you are abiding in the heart and you are with the heart, that is Dharma. Dharma is when you are no more, the universe flows through you, the universe breathes through you, the universe talks through you, and that is the space of Dharma. When Ungli Mal heard this, he bowed He bowed to the Buddha, and for the first time, when he bowed, not only his body, that ego called haume, which means superficial I. We carry a superficial I within us, and that is known as ego, that is known as ahankar. That superficial ego along the body of Unglimal bowed, and on this day the journey of Unglimal was completed. He attained the dharma, and he too said, I invite you to be with me in these mighty Himalayas to receive that transmission which goes beyond the words, which goes beyond the books, that transmission which still vibrates in the mighty Himalayan mountains, and they are all willing to give. They are all willing to give with the open hands. I invite you to come and sit with an open heart, because when the hands are open, until your heart is not open, you shall not receive. And when the hands are open and your heart is open, you shall receive. I invite you to be with me in these mighty Himalayan mountains with an open heart, so that you can receive this transmission, making of a yogi, which is a beautiful ancient, the way the ancient yogis were trained, the way the ancient yogis were elevated, in the same tradition, the tradition of transmission from who? From the mighty Himalayan mountains, which still holds this transmission to be one with the totality. It's a unique program. I invite you to come and be with me to receive this priceless and unique transmission. Satnam.